Let's talk about that. The Astroworld Tragedy. Astroworld is a festival that is at Travis Scott's festival. So Travis Scott has his own festival in Tejas. I don't know where. I think maybe Dallas, Austin. I don't know. And apparently, let me see here. The Astroworld Festival in, let's see, Houston, Texas. Okay, so in Houston, Texas is where this festival is. This is something that had red flags all over it. For those of you who haven't heard, 10 people died and several people, hundreds of people were injured in this Astroworld Festival. It was only the first day. They ended up having to cancel the show. It turns out that there were problems with people rushing security, and it was a shit show from the beginning. So you have Travis Scott hit the stage, and as Travis Scott was hitting the stage, there was the crowd was crushing some individuals. Some individuals in the crowd were being crushed by the crowd, and this is something that that's dangerous when you're in a place with 50, 60,000 people, however many there were there, just crushing the stage. Or crushing into the gate to reach to the stage. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly very quickly, especially if you include drugs and alcohol involved in that, and you include, maybe flimsy security or inadequate security or maybe too little security. These are all things that add up. And this particular festival had red flags from the rip. Off the rip, these guys had the fire department reported 54 patients before 4 p.m. There were dangerous crowd conditions from the get-go, and it culminated with these 10 deaths. I gotta say, there were probably more. I'm guessing there were more people, or maybe about the same amount of people at the sold-out Halloween festival that I was at. I've been to, in the last 6 months, I've been to 3 festivals. I've been to Riot Fest, which is a rock festival in Chicago. I've been to EDC most recently. I went to Halloween. I was going to go to Hallucination before Christmas, but I don't think they're doing that today, or they're not doing that this year, which sucks because it's probably one of my favorites. But I got to say, I've not seen this level of carelessness in any show. And, I mean, for example, Halloween is a camping festival, so you would think that there would be more variables, more issues with a festival that includes camping, or Lost Lands, for instance, which my friends were at. I don't think that it is 100% on Travis Scott, of course. I do think he bears some of the blame, especially because of the way that his shows historically are agitating a crowd and getting people riled up, which is great because that's what you do with music. But he posted something on Facebook, or I'm sorry, on Twitter or one of the social medias that was a little problematic, I think, regarding the sold out show, because he said, "Oh man, the show's sold out, so we'll let a few wild ones in," I think is what he said. I mean, you already have he couldn't have known this, of course. But the people that were being warned about all of this, the people that were being told about all of this, the people that were the audio guy, the lights guy, these people, the ambulance. There were people, and by the way, if you are the type of person that will ignore the fact that there's an ambulance trying to go through a crowd and you start dancing on the ambulance like these assholes did, then you should be culpable to some extent for the tragedies that were happening. When you have just an obvious carelessness when it comes to somebody's life, when it comes to people's lives. I mean, people were passing out. Apparently, there was another a report about somebody with a syringe stabbing people. What is going on, man? I don't understand the maliciousness of going in and just stabbing people with a syringe. Is this going to stop you from going to a festival? Not me. It's not going to stop me. I'm not. I mean, obviously, I don't. And here's the other thing. The shows that I attend, most of the shows, or a lot of the shows that I attend throughout the year, with the exception of the electronic music festivals, are pretty, violent. I've seen, crowd killing, which is like, when you just crush a crowd. Like I've seen, or when you just, you basically run into the crowd and start swinging, and yeah, it's a very violent genre, hardcore and punk. And you have the mosh pits, obviously, which I'm sure were. I guess rap also has mosh pits. There are rappers that that have mosh pits. That's weird. That's a thing. But cool, whatever. I just think that Travis Scott's response to this was, I don't want to blame him for it because I don't think he is fully to blame, but I don't think he is not to blame either. You know what I'm saying? I think that he has some culpability. I think that the security company, the people that organized it, the producers, oh my God, the producers of this show, the people in producing the logistics for this show, the hammer's going to come down on some of those people for sure. So that was 10 people died. There was a kid, I think, that died, a child, which is awful. Now, what are you doing taking your kid to Astroworld? I'm sorry. Like, I mean, I know I've taken kids to festivals before, and I've been to festivals and stuff like that where children were present, but that's not an environment for a child. Now, I think that the kid that they were talking about was maybe 13, so there's that. I don't know. Would you bring your 13-year-old, 12, 13-year-old to that? I mean, maybe a 12, 13-year-old. I don't know. I'm conflicted about that too. And I wouldn't want to come down on the parent who allowed that to happen, because I'm sure they're feeling guilty enough as it is. But anyway, prayers to all of those who lost people and who were injured at the Astroworld concert. And Travis Scott is going to get some. He is not going to leave this situation unscathed, because his response to it was, too little, too late. Let's just say, too little, too late. It was very, just emotionless. I don't know. I guess I don't know what I'm expecting from him to actually look like when he's being apologetic. But that didn't sound apologetic to me. It didn't. He was getting a lot of backlash on the news about that. So I don't know. I don't know if I don't know that he is going to be canceled. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I do think he's going to get something. One dude that did not get something, did not get anything, was the teenage murderer that got away with murder out in Kenosha.